Hello, YouTube. All right, nice. So everyone has joined us on time. So we will be kicking this off in a matter of minutes because the start time was set for basically now. So the players should start getting in lobby in a second. Is any of the Vietnamese streaming because in-game chat is forbidden anyways? Wait, is in-game chat forbidden? Not from what I saw in the rules. You sure about that? I'm pretty sure it's not based on the rules in the handbook. Okay, I can double check it, but I'm pretty sure in-game chatting is allowed. Yeah. Forbidden but not so much enforced. I'm pretty sure there was nothing in the handbook about that. If I can, let me find the handbook because I can run you guys through this. We actually have a handbook, so I can show you guys what the rule sets are. It's not a perfect rule book. I think I told them as much. Like, there's a bunch of gaps there that are manipulatable, but for example, like the remake thing was a problem, and that's why there's now rules in place that I don't think they got added here because I haven't got the latest rulebook. But basically, I actually gave some feedback to them. I was like, you need to have a system where players can have a maximum of like 1 or 2 remakes, because otherwise players are going to utilize remakes to offset bad spawns and whatnot. And they took that on board. Same with even with like drops before the lobby even loads. Like, a player should be limited to 3 or 4 because if they've got such bad internet issues, they're going to keep crashing. All they're going to do is just keep crashing and hold back the entire tournament. So, Warlords. Blah, blah, blah. That's the event schedule. Yeah, so this time got updated. So, guys, it's going to be now each day. Like, right now, each day is when the game should kick off. So, we have got the point system, which is 3 points for winning the game, 1 point for each eliminated king. And you'll be deducted points if there's secretly colluding or king donation. This is always, this is at admin discretion. I personally think there was a little bit of collusion in one of those particular games, but it's a bit hard to track. $500 for first place, total $1,000 up for grabs. So, trading with the markets of players who are still alive is strictly forbidden. Most obvious form of collusion, not allowed. Players must select their civ as random, and there's no teams. No civilization rerolls are allowed. No bad spawn rerolls are allowed. In the event of a sync error, players will be required to play the same civilization. Cheating or hacking is not allowed. Communicating with people during a game outside of the in-game chat function other than tournament administrators is strictly forbidden. There you go. As I said, you are allowed to. Receiving any information from third parties during a game may lead to a disqualification. And what that means is anyone who's not in the game telling you things is not allowed. You can go into a game and say, "Wham is trading." That's allowed. Collusion. Under no circumstances are players permitted to coordinate prior to a game starting. Players are permitted to publicly collude when there is a mutual threat, such as a Sacred Site victory attempt, a Wonder attempt, a runaway player, either eco, such as trade or military runaway, such as a player with 2 kills and extra 100 pop. The colluding must occur in the in-game chat. And then you got desyncs. In the event a desync occurs before 20 minutes, this is what we've changed a little bit. If it's a desync before 20 minutes, any players eliminated are eliminated, but there's a remake. If it's after 20 minutes, too bad. Any player who desyncs is required to send a screenshot of their desync message to the tournament administrator. But you can force desyncs, to be honest with you. So what I said to them is they need a hard cap of how many times a person can accidentally desync, because without giving a name, there was a player that had a lot of disconnections, and it didn't look good. King donations are a no-no. Tie-in, the event of a tie-in, this is the point format. It's like you have the same amount of points after 6 games. Whoever got that pointage first, let's say like at the end of 6 games, Beastie has 15 points, and Baltoon has 15 points. If Baltoon got there first to 15, he will come ahead of Beastie. And then the next is just your standard stuff. All right. So, hopefully that provided a little bit of insight, a little bit of clarity to people, and there's no confusion anymore in the rules. So I think we're just waiting a few minutes for the lobby to start up. Are players allowed to collude, say, by saying, "Listen, BC's best player"? No, I think you have to be a little bit more tact about it. It's like, oh, Beastie, if you saw BC's skill to play, you'd be like, oh, BC's a threat, guys. We should probably be worried about Beastie. That would be kind of like, okay. The problem with these type of tournaments, there's always going to be a layer of like theoreticals and admin discretion, right? Like, it's not a perfect system. It never will be. Are we online on the... All right, yeah. We are online everywhere. Good, fantastic. So I'm just waiting for confirmation now. They just didn't allow chat. It would solve a lot. Sort of course they allow chat. I mean, actually, Pikey, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it's informal alliances. So actually, if anything, having in-game chat helps at least balance that out a little bit again. If you're like, guys, it's like it looks like X and Y are working together. We should kill them, right? Whereas, and this was proven in Drongo's tournament, one or two of the players afterwards bluntly said they were being messaged. I think Beastie even said this on stream. He done like a video. Maybe it was someone else, not Beastie. Someone done a video where they're like, I had 5 different players in my grand finals lobby or in my group lobby or whatever it was, message me asking if they wanted to team up, even though that's against the rules. It's like, there's no easy way to enforce these, right? The level of production requirements to enforce them is like you basically have to have an admin that was remote access into every single player's PC to see what they're doing so they don't cheat. And the level of requirement there, like to police that, is absurd. It's like it's not even remotely reasonable, and it's expensive, right? Because you probably need multiple admins. You need like an ingest system that allows that many streams to be taken as well. Like yeah, it's just not. It's not very feasible. Are we getting in lobby though? We should. Yeah. Okay, they're getting in lobby now, guys. So we should be ready to go in a few minutes. Gives us a little bit of time to catch up. We can talk to you guys while we wait. Battle soon for... Donkey. Did they give you a reason why the time changed, Baltoon? I got messages this morning by Clearman. He's like, we've changed the time to this. And they got pushed back an extra half an hour. I'm like, what's happening? No? Oh, Jesus. What? Yeah, like, so yeah, no reason. I don't know what the reason was. Do you find it weird as well? I found it weird, like especially because they're broadcasting it. Like it doesn't make sense from a broadcast perspective that they done 3 days. I could kind of get 2 days. Like you don't know how long free for is going to be. Maybe 6 games in 1 day is too like long for you and the people playing. I would have expected 3 games a day though, because also like it also to a certain degree decreases the chance that like the final day becomes irrelevant. And what I mean by that is, if Beastie does what he done in the group stage, you're like, oh, yeah, grand final day number 3 is basically who's going to get 2nd and 3rd. I probably would. I need to tell him about that in the feedback. Like, yeah, I would have probably went with a 2-day format, and then you could probably have even made it potentially 4 games a day, which is kind of cool. What's up, ABCD? Thank you very much, man. Glad you're enjoying the Age of Empires 4 and the Stormgate coverage. Lovely music to my ears. Yeah, I'm always looking for more games for us to always be able to cover. Obviously, I've got that Stormgate tournament coming up at the end of the month, which we'll be doing across on Bearmorph's channel for the Stormgate Nexus, where I'll be hosting for it. But yeah, definitely excited to see how that game progresses. He asked if you want 3 games a day. Wait, and you guys said no? Really? One guy disagree. Okay, dude, like what? All right, one sec. I'm gonna like I'm just gonna be the told you so in their chat. Then give me a sec. Give me a sec. I just told him, it's like, yeah, I would recommend 3 or 4 games because given like the format, you could have an insanely quick like day on your hands. Because like it's funny, right? Like we've what was the quickest game like 21 minutes or something? One of the first Beastie game was insanely fast, right? It's like in theory, we had like a 23-minute game, I think, and then it's like 30-minute games. Like, I think on average the game length has been between 30 and 35 minutes, maybe. It's like that's a if you're like broadcasting a tournament, that means like your broadcast could be an hour long, which is rough because like most people won't even turn up in time for that. Oh, so I think I haven't kicked off yet. I guess maybe some people went to cook a meal and didn't arrive in time. I wonder who that could be. Jesus Christ, Blitzkrieg. Yeah, Baltin, what did you put in your sandwich? Is it a sandwich or something? What you got for lunch? Is it good? You know what, Baltin, mate, you probably would have already cooked it and been eating it if you just took advantage of the HelloFresh offer. 10 free meals, mate. 10 free meals. And then if you don't want more, you just cancel it. You could have just been rolling in the food. You could have saved time. They already come prepped and cut up. Salmon and rice with a bit of sauce. Yeah, there you go, dude. They would have sent them already packaged correctly, the portions-wise. You just stick them all in and cook them. And with my code, you would have got 10 free meals. And you would have also had an appetizer on top of that. I could have helped you, Baltin. We could have saved you time so that you weren't griefing this entire lobby. Baltin about to be playing with one hand for the first 10 minutes. Yes, you can eat the cardboard box. That's increased calories. I mean, I'm not responsible for the medical aid you need after eating the cardboard box, but you could. They even have water packs in there to keep it all cool. You could probably drink those. I wouldn't recommend it again, but you do you, dog. You do you. Where are the games? What's going on here? Baltoon and definitely someone else, not just Baltoon, decided they wanted to eat at this particular time. So we're just getting all the players in. Once the players are in, it should roll pretty quick. You're waiting on Core? Yeah, but Core's got to refill his shisha. That's more forgivable than you eating food, mate. You sure it's been tried before? Yeah, but Kazuyohara, I wouldn't want to explore what they were doing with their other hand, mate. That's oof. No. So, just a reminder while we wait, I guess we can show the tournament page. So you guys can see what up. What's going on? There we go. Boom. So yeah, reminder guys, these are your 8 grand finalists that are going to be clashing across 6 games. It's going to be 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Thursday. A little bit of a weird format. Maybe we luck out and it gets nicely padded and there's more King of Dry Arabia series to be played. Because I do know on the King of Dry Arabia side, we've still got some interesting ones to happen here. Wambi Marine Lord, what? But yeah, like Dimu versus Louis, I'm expecting that to be either tomorrow or Thursday. So probably tomorrow is what they'll probably try to push for. Because I don't know how many of these games need to be done in time. But yeah, we'll look to cast all of these as much as possible. We'll look to catch the Dimu Louis, then the 1 versus B. We'll look to catch Marine Lord versus Anatand, which is now known. We'll look to catch Puppy Paws as well. So these, if you want to catch these guys, you won't catch them on the Age of RTS channel. The Age of RTS channel is only doing these. So these in the grand finals. All these lower brackets, this guy. Time is money, Baltoon, chop chop. And they've already chopped it up as well if you buy the HelloFresh. There you go. What are you waiting for? Exclamation mark HelloFresh. Wait, did Core leave the lobby? All right, guys, there we go. We're loading. Pog. Good luck, Baltoon. Have fun. Mwah, mwah. We like Baltoon. The other players didn't come in here to talk to us. One sec. Well, that's kind of annoying. I just got let's just say a potential sponsor for the channel just wasted 8 months of my life to eventually just decline. So thumbs up. Yay! Okay, anyway. PMA, let's have fun with these. I mean, I'm used to rejection. I do think it's just a little bit jarring to take 8 months to reject someone. Along the way, making it seem like there's something that we can work out. That's kind of... I think that's the annoyance. I don't know. I'll go scream into a pillow later about that. I don't know. So my take is never treat people like that because you never know where someone's going to be in 10 years. And also you don't know, like... I mean, they're not going to ever recommend you or anything now, right? Whatever. Like, I'll talk about this now because we've got like 3 minutes until we load. But like my advice, like if there's a like, I am honest with brands. I try to help them get the maximum value. All I'll say is, in return, all I ask is, be honest with me and don't mess me around. But that felt like a mess around. Yikes. Think all the civs are decent FFA civs? Maybe IBIDs? I think... Yeah, actually, I think like most of them work pretty well. Actually, no, IBIDs works really well, though. I think IBIDs is surprisingly effective in free-for-alls. I've been really impressed by IBIDs in free-for-alls. Because they're really good for timing attacks. So they're very effective at it, which gets them population kills and gets them kills in general, which is what you need to score. So I'd say, like, I've been impressed. Every game I've seen IBIDs come up, they've done reasonably well, actually. So definitely would not write them off. I guess we can do predictions as well, right? Starter prediction. We'll do 5 minutes, so then you guys will have like a minute or two to look at what people are doing. But not too much time. I don't know, if BC... if we're being real, BC doesn't get like targeted in some way subconsciously by players, even without communication, after getting 22 points in the group stage, which was by far the highest, by the way. The next highest was 10 points. I would be shocked if he doesn't get targeted. Because it just makes sense, right? The problem is if you start coordinating it, that's when it's against the rules. So you kind of essentially need to see a player attacking and then join in attacking sort of thing. But we'll see. Like it's kind of awkward because if you do it in the first game, it's like very obvious as well. But like, if BC does an insane performance like he done at the start of his group last time, they have full justifiable reason to start attacking. King of Dry Arabia is kind of all over the place. The lower brackets are basically being scheduled between the players. They can play them wherever they want. And then the main thing now that's left is basically all of the remaining games, bar the upper bracket finals, need to be played before the 30th. So on the 30th, there will be the upper bracket into grand finals. Also happening on the 30th is going to be one hell of a hype Stormgate tournament organized by Bearmoth that I'll be involved with. So I'm excited for that one as well. BC got a defensive civ? Yeah, English, sort of. I think you don't want to have to camp too much, though. I actually don't think defensive civs are that good in this format. Because remember, guys, if you can quickly take out 3 people on the map, like you've almost gained as many points as the person that will win the lobby, right? Dumu is still in the King of Dry Arabia tournament, but he's in the lower bracket, so he needs to schedule his series with Louis MT ASAP. I don't know. I need to I might bump them about visual because I was meant to be able to see when these were getting scheduled, but I don't feel like I've been able to see them recently being scheduled. So I'll bump them on that, and I can keep you guys updated on when those series are coming. In fact, yeah, I'm just checking now. There we go. I'll find out about that. Marika's usually pretty quick at responding. No, Dumu's not on holiday. He was in EWC. He was at Saudi Arabia for the StarCraft tournament. Hence why you didn't see him online for the last few days or so. So I imagine he's probably going to be back in the next few days. Okay. 20 seconds to go. I guess we'll switch over and make sure everything is running beautifully. Yeah. What do you think of the UI, guys? Big pog? Big pog on the UI. I put the HelloFresh banner up there to remind you guys to use it. Use the HelloFresh banner. Where can we drop this? This is neat, though, actually. Maybe... might just slap it down there. Actually, no, we've got the emblem, haven't we? Give me a sec, guys. Doink. We'll do that. I need to load the emblem quickly, so 1 second. It's not King of Dry Arabia. It's going to be... War of Lords. I love how tiny their emblem always is. There we go. All right. There you go. Quickly round out your predictions. You can see what the map looks like. Let's get ready to go. And chat can be on. I think that's everything. Let's go. Oopsie. Grand Finals time upon us. One and all, welcome back to the competitive free-for-all action. That's right. AoE 4 has got a $1,000 free-for-all tournament going on right now, featuring some of the best players from the East and the West. And some of them very beastie in their ways. Others a little bit more chill. We have got Core in the purple. We've got Beastie in the teal. Just to the north of him, the blue, we've got Baltoon. Close neighbors unintentionally here. To the south is going to be Kyo, one of the Vietnamese players. Next to them is going to be Popo, this single soul representative here from Japan. In the pink, we are going to have 194, the great Unicom, a high-ranking Chinese player. And to the south of them, we're going to have Opa Joy, a very talented player from Vietnam in the orange. And finally, rounding us out, another Vietnamese player, someone very familiar for anyone who follows the team environments. It's Vuvo Van. Big shout out to Clearman, by the way, for organizing this tournament. He's the one that managed to pull together the $1,000. He's been casting these games in Vietnamese across the YouTube side, so if you're Vietnamese, give him a check-in. If you're English, this is the place to be for all your free-for-all and 1v1 content. So, format ahead of us is quite simple to follow. We've got 6 games playing out across 3 days. By the end, the player with the most points will have won. The way you score points, king kills and winning games. King kills are worth 1 point. Winning a game is worth 3. So getting the final kill on a king to win a game will be 4 points, for example. On top of that, in the event of a draw on points, whoever got that score first wins. So you're actually rewarded in a lot of ways for being active, not just per game, but also earlier on in the series. And this is already insanely active. Beastie and Baltoon neighbors. Very different structuring of civs there, right? Like, you've got English here that I think can fare better in these early game exchanges, and then Ibids on the other side that are a lot slower. Another big thing is Beastie has got fishing. He even drops the dock next to the deer and starts killing them to eat. That's very efficient long term, very inefficient short term, because deer is worse than fishing on the shoreline for villages. But because he's able to shove these right next to the dock, it makes it kind of balanced out, and it also guarantees that his fishing boats get more bang for buck over time. Meantime, Baltoon is also going to be going for his own dock here. I think they might be joined very shortly by Kyo. Kyo's TC is almost in range of this dock as well. So Beastie, mate, he's the meat in a sandwich here. And that's, by Battle Royale rules, never a good idea. You know, there's kind of a rule I have after thousands of hours in Apex. I'd always say never be the meat in the sandwich. And that holds 100% true when you're playing free-for-alls in Age of Empires 4. Elsewhere, it looks like we've got Opa setting up on the docks as well. The only player that hasn't so far is Vuvovan and Unicom. Both of them are just hanging on land so far. Kind of makes sense, actually, for Unicom. He can probably get a slightly quicker castle timing if he ignores fishing, because it's only shoreline fishing. And his position is perfect for it, guys. Look at this. 4 relics, all basically within a screen of your TC here while playing HRE. To the far north, yellow is also not engaging in fishing, but I think that's more because Vuvovan doesn't know. He's glimpsed it now, doesn't seem to be interested in moving out in a rush. In fairness, playing Chinese, you could just condense and play land eco and play for the later phase of the game. How did you guys predict, by the way? How many people went with Beastie? 55% went with Core. 38% went with Beastie. 7% went with Popo. Damn. No one believes in the Baltoon power. I mean, guys, this is the thing. A lot of people think Ibid sucks in free-for-alls. I'm not convinced. Especially with this format, they look really good. In fact, Opa Joy in the opening game of Group B was able to annihilate everyone by playing Ibids. The tech up's going to start coming through soon. I mean, Core is chilling over here, right? And he can always, to the issue of gold, he can always play inland. It's not too difficult. He has already got, like, dock set up as well to cover him. He's also got gold really far behind him. It is going to be annoying. It's going to be somewhat choreful in the initial walk. But the cool thing is Core is playing Chinese here, right? So he doesn't need to necessarily rush out. He can just keep supervising the lumber camp and then tax it to pay for tech ups. I'm wondering, actually, is there a crossing nearby? No. Okay, that is actually very fortunate for Beastie and Baltoon. Beastie in particular, because if there was a crossing here, Kyo could play Griefer. Instead, we're probably going to get a one-on-one between Kyo and Popo, and a one-on-one between Beastie and Baltoon. Tail's going to start coming through soon. Beastie does have gold issues, right? Yeah, and it's been scouted. Baltoon does see him. But Baltoon hasn't started aging up himself. He hasn't even started gathering gold, so there is no clean answer to this gold gathering. It means Beastie will get Feudal Age first. A big problem now for Baltoon. Remember, Beastie's going to be able to access the Lombos, and that means he can take a stab at this economy. Like, looking at the TC placement, he can walk around this way and then just basically snipe villages, chilling here. Because when you look at wood access, Baltoon has to play away from the TC. He has a tiny little forest back here, and that is it. So longevity-wise, Baltoon is going to have to fight. He's going to have to fight hard. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Auberjoy definitely milking over here. And you can see it is a confirmation of it. Unicom is going for that fast castle. He even shoves the deer in to get that superior gathering rate. So he's going to have a very competitive timing here. The only risk is someone like Auberjoy attacking him, but Auberjoy's playing Irobids, and he's playing Growth Wing first. Like, this is going to be very slow, I think. On top of that, I think, has he actually scouted him? Yeah, so he knows about Unicom's location. So theoretically he can contest, but because he's going for all this fishing first, it should give enough time for Unicom to pick up at least the 2 relics closer by. In fact, I love this wall now from Auberjoy. So a blocker to 1 the relics is at least coming in. And also playing North relics is a bit difficult because the crossings are really far on the east and the west. So it's not like you can just beeline up there as Unicom to get them. In fact, what else has he seen? Oh, wow. Yeah, he hasn't really seen that much outside this initial area. He doesn't even know about this relic over here. Council now coming in. A smart choice by Beastie. Long-term wise, you prefer to have the Abbey of Kings, right? Very powerful tool. But in general, in this position, saving 300 wood is big. You're both trying to rush towards Feudal Age, right? Like, Baltoon is going to be not too far behind you. So this is the way you have to contest. Oh, wait, yeah, I just realized that. Why does it not show the time clock here? We're 8 minutes into the game right now. So tech out complete. What's Baltoon's choice going to be? He went with the advancement, right? Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Usually you do this when you got water involved as well. But this is more, I'm going to die on land if I wait that long. So advancement wing does come in. Wombos are going to start scaling behind this. We have actually got an outpost getting upgraded. And on a delay, Kyo now playing onto the waterway not only gets food, but gold as well. And it's going to force a shift a little bit. But this is claustrophobic, guys. Outpost is now going to start harassing. Meanwhile, on the east side, there's no escape. There's no retreat. That's been walled in. Popo also has the TC right next to the edge. Oh my god, dude. Beastie has been cluster ducked in this one. If he doesn't rush kill Baltoon, he's dead. Because there's no way out now, right? Like, you could try to shift away on the east side, but that would feel bad as well. Oh, F11. Thank you very much, Zafras. Appreciate you. Meanwhile, Regnet's now up. So relics are being targeted. In fact, Unicom was a little bit slow moving for them, right? Yeah. Oh, no. I see what happened here. He was trying to go for a greedy one on the flank, but Auberjoy already walled off both of these. You could actually build a transport ship. That's a pretty sick idea here. Like, your opponent won't be able to mirror with boats to block you quick enough because transport ships are really tanky. So I'd actually love to see Unicom have the game sense to just drop a dock, build a transport ship, and go upriver. Because that's also very efficient with prelates, because prelates are quite slow. Transport ships are notably faster, about 1.5 times faster. Well, BC might be able to make men-at-arms, but men-at-arms aren't going to get you out of this situation. Diving underneath the enemy base in Age 2 doesn't work. So Beastie, instead, he's going to head up. Age 3 now on the way. I'm kind of surprised Baltoon didn't try to contest this goal, but we have to think about it from Baltoon's perspective. This is his vision. He doesn't know that Beastie's being backstabbed by 2 players, right? So he just has to kind of play a survival game himself, and there you go. That is a sure sign that he doesn't have much wood to work with. In fact, I think we might have a Tower of the Sultan play on the way from Baltoon here. Which is wild to say out loud. Makes sense though, right? Like I remember there was a Chinese player that had a really solid strategy on the ladder. I think it actually might have been Unicom, where you would go Industry Ring Castle Age and you'd rush up to Tower of the Sultans. In theory, a very powerful strategy. In practice though, you do need production buildings to get units out to leverage that. I mean, he definitely knows about this. Wait, can he... Guys, I think it might be worse than what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if he... Yeah, so it's not optimal. He has to put it on the low ground. There wasn't enough space to get it right snug up next to the trees, so it's a little bit subpar when it comes to gathering. On top of that, Baltoon does not have wheelbarrow. Or elsewhere, it looks like Unicom is going to go on the water, but he's going to build the galleys first to push away Opajoy. Well, that's smart, right? Opajoy went for the Castle Age rush because he's playing Relic game as well. You do really need to get a transport ship here, though. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for it. So overall, after all that effort, Unicom's play feels quite worthless, actually. Meanwhile, I think Core has been playing multi-TC. Yeah, so 2 TC with fishing. Imperial Palace now the way is really smart. The cool thing about Imperial Palace, the reason it's really good, guys, think of Imperial Palace as like a pseudo tribute pay where you're able to see all the kings. You won't see the king necessarily, but what you'll see is everything around him, including the workers nearby to let you know. So this is essentially a free scan every, I think it's like 120 seconds. It's actually a really smart play by Core. And it makes a lot of sense because on such a big map, you don't really get any value out of rushing Clock Tower. Like, there's no one close enough to you that you'll Nesta Bee spam them. Beastie is indeed walling in. Baltoon is going to stop him escaping. Knight's now arriving. Trebuchets immediately spawn. This is smart. And he has got the attack speed aura to make this fast. I think we're saying farewell to Baltoon. This is the sucky part of playing Irobids. His Irobids have a really good timing, but if you attack like this, they're worthless. Because your landmarks are all in one location. So even if you vacate with the king now, remember, in this mode, a player isn't just eliminated if they lose their king, they're eliminated if they lose their landmarks as well. So 2 ways to eradicate. Free relic game so far. Looks like we have got the logistics return and dividends here, as 2 relics are now being banned by Opajoy. Yeah, Unicom really didn't get the game he was looking for here. And on top of that, Opajoy yoinks from the east side, so Unicom's position's okay with 3 relics, but it's not out of control. And the trade-off has been the eco advantage Opajoy has in fishing. This will be a tough fight for Unicom. I'm wondering if he's just going to age. Yeah, he's aging. He's going for the imp. So a very greedy choice being made here. Baltoon, meanwhile, we've got Treb on Treb action. I'm a big fan of trebbing. Love a good trebbing. It's the most English thing I've said all day. Very Age of Empires 4 English for me. Knight Raider's going to be coming in. No undermesh means this does actually hurt. Yeah, Knights will do a little bit of damage. Crossbows are starting to come out. I don't know, guys. I think there's a big problem approaching for Baltoon here. There is some pressure coming in elsewhere, though. Popo is starting to clear up the fishing boats. On top of that, Kyo, I didn't even notice he'd done this. Saharan Trade Network next to the enemy base. He has got the Fulani. If these two start fighting, I think Beastie's fine. If these two decide to send it into Beastie's base, it's over for him. Ram's also coming in now. That gold gathering, not ideal, the extra walk distance. Also just keeps you further away from safety. And I think we are getting closer and closer to a showdown between the 2 Chinese players. Core and Vuvovan. They seem to be squaring up. They're definitely moving the same direction right now. So we're probably going to have, what, 4 1v1s, I think, at this rate. That's in the villager pool. This is expensive, though. It's putting him in range of the TC, so well played by Beastie. Leveraging positioning to ensure that the TC is able to snipe out. What is the move from Kyo? Looks like he's getting ready to send it into the base of Popo. This is a really powerful timing for the Malians. If you're able to flood up to like 40, 50 sofas, you can just run around sniping kings by taking out TCs. Especially when all these players have been locked in 1v1s where they're not really eco-booming. Town center getting low here, though. The king. He's hidden on the hill. Oh, that's fantastic. The problem's going to be you can still die to landmark snipes here. That's one landmark down. Baltin. Running out of time here. I think he knows he's dead. Yeah, like honestly, at this stage, Baltin... I think he was seen walking up. There's no way Beastie didn't see this king walking up to the high ground. If he didn't, though, Baltin's move is smart because what he's doing is, like, he's dead, but Beastie's a big threat. And if you stop him from getting an extra 50 pop cap, all this effort is for very little. And there's the scan. Yeah, unfortunately, that ability allows him to know everything. So he did use the treason. Reveals all locations. That means that king will eventually die. Lombos are already moving over to try and go for the snipe. Actually, you might not be able to see him on that high ground. Elsewhere, Unicom is starting to boom up the Palace of Swabia. Looks like Opus is taking a very chill approach here. Went for the free TCs to kind of mirror. Has the fishing on a much longer piece of the river as well. Remember, this is all shoreline fish, though. It will not last forever, which is why things like what you've got out of Core and Vuvavan, where they're prepping for land eco, is going to scale a lot better here. In the meantime, Popo is about to get popped in the head. There's no getting out of this. We're waiting for this timing. Kyo finally springs the attack. Mass Sofa is starting to ride in. More on the way. I think realistically, actually, Kyo would benefit from just adding Musafadi now. You just want torches more than anything else. Like, this kill is so close to you. It's not about movement speed and maneuverability. It's just about having torches. Damn, I had high hopes for Kyo. For Popo, rather. It's only game one, though. You know, he actually, later on in his series, completely wiped everyone. So don't write this guy off just yet. King's going to jump out now. Goes into the outposts. And Kyo... Wait, did he see that? Kyo... Oh, he's shuffling. Wait, he can go out the gate. He can actually go out the gate right now. Popo. He's out. Bye. So reroute, though. Sofa's now on the way. Sprint's going to be used. He needs to get on the other side, into the outpost, and then through the gate here. The Sofas are trickling, though, so they will not be quick enough to kill the king. Popo, what a maneuver to stay alive here. Villagers also with the body locks will be able to protect the king. The Spearman defense is starting to mass up, and the Sofas are already coming around. That's it. No way out. He actually gets pinched by his own spear. I cannot believe that. His own guardsman there. The spear is like, well, the best way to protect the king is to keep him close. I guess they'll be close together now in the afterlife. So Kyo able to strike first in the grand finals here and get a point on the board for the Vietnamese. And we did just see the other one confirmed. So Beastie immediately strikes back for the Europeans by killing the Europeans. It's now Beastie and Kyo leading this group with 1 point each. I can't believe that spear. And Kyo's hunting as well. He understands. White Tower is going to be difficult to breach is the only issue here I see. In the meantime, we actually have a move over to the Saharan Trade Network, which is kind of intriguing. But I think he's worried about the siege sniping him, right? So this is a little bit more inland. The Sofas are looking to break in when BC's trying to boom up. Both of these players have extra population. The difference, though, is that Kyo should be in a much more aggressive position right now. BC only has 23 military. He's trying to rush keeps. This is the flood point for the Malians that can usually ruin the English. Raid comes in. A lot of eco is exposed. Castle at least goes up. So more defenses for BC to utilize here to stay alive. This is only going to be wave 1, keep in mind. Wait, is that in range? Oh, no, it's not. He can snipe out the cows. Sofa's coming in the meantime. Wall in the base is going to reset because it looks like there's a fight going on between Core and Vuvovan. They finally start to make their moves. And yes, if you get enough Sofas, you most definitely can kill the White Tower, but he doesn't have the count right now. He's diving double, keeping a TC. This is a lot of arrow damage being done, even when you have 7 ranged armor. So Kyo, after that dive, down to just 30 military. New wave is on the way, but because of the range and the reach onto these cows, you're going to start to see a lot of deflation in terms of Kyo's food income. I think we have a fight in the south now as well. Landsneck? Oh, that's sick. This is Castle versus Imp, though. And keep in mind, because Unicorn went for the very efficient Palace of Swabia, he can afford to start pumping army pretty hard. He's up to 40. It's a bigger force for Overjoy right now, but it's mostly crossbows. And the Knights are incredibly tanky here. Good news, the Golems do buy a little bit of time to get a better trade, but now with Landsneck starting to trickle in, this is where Overjoy needs to be very careful. House of Swab is also being attacked, but E-Repairs is going to be there. Knights have closed the gap. And Overjoy in the front line. Just frontlining with crossbows, not ideal here. Count going down. Sitting on 25 right now. Siege is also getting targeted. It looks like Unicom is going to survive the onslaught. Elsewhere, though, Beastie is starting to feel pressure. White Tower goes down. Now, folks, you don't need to kill the king here. In fact, in some ways, Kyo is going a hard way about this. It would be much easier for him right now to just target the landmarks. Trebs are going after it, but weirdly enough, Sofas are not. Even if Beastie plays a little bit of catch me if you can with the king, it doesn't matter. If you kill the landmarks, the player will die. I think this is going to be Beastie dead. Pull out the fire? Dude, there's no pulling out the fire. The entire house is on fire. It's about to be smoldering ruins. BC is going to go out in 6th in game number 1. And that means Kyo will be topping this group, at least for the first half of game number 1 here with 2 points. TC's getting sniped. Like I said, it doesn't matter now with the king. You don't kill the king. You just kill the landmarks. That is it. So Beastie goes down. That means that Kyo is going to have a lot of population to work with, but he's also going to have a big problem here. Core has ran across the map looking for a king snipe. He won't be quick enough to save Beastie, though. Beastie, one more shot, and he is out. The king is going to get sniped now, though. Core moves in. Torches out. What a move. Cross map. With the Palace Guard, you want movement speed to get a king in return. Beastie goes down, but Kyo will immediately fall afterwards. This one's tight. Core, he knows he's got the movement speed to block any sprint out by the king. He's pinched. He's dead. That's a 4th player down, and we are down to our final 4 with Core finally on the board. Damn, what a read there. You know, this is the issue. Like, sometimes when you overcommit into an enemy base, and I do think that Kyo done that to himself, really. Like, in hindsight, he'll be looking at this game wondering, why did I keep sending so many sofas in? All I needed to do was kill the landmarks to win the game. And now I do believe there's a king up for grab. No, Kyo did get the kill, so that's at least him denying Core 300 pop. But with 250 pop in a Chinese mirror, that's a hell of an advantage. Core's looking like the scariest player right now, man. With moves like that, I mean, Yuan Dynasty is a hell of a drug. And I don't know. Vuvavan doesn't have it. So actually, Core, he's going to try to snipe another king. It's difficult, though. With a Great Wall Gatehouse, it's not an easy target. I think instead you have to kill the economy. Because you're going to need Siege to break in here. South side, it looks like Pink is starting to win, though. Overjoy trying to hold on here. There is no biology. Desert Raiders might be a saving grace here. Overjoy needs to upgrade them, but he did go for the Desert Raider wing. And also does have the Sultan's Mamluk effect now for the hand cannoneers. This could be a bit of a backbreaker. For the time being, though, Overjoy will have to reset down to 40 military. Unicom now up to 51, and it is full Landsneck and Knights. Something that he can afford because he parked himself in the center of the map where the 8k gold veins are plentiful. This could be big. I mean, hand cannoneers is really not something you want to be frontlining with. He will make his way behind the walls. That's going to slow down Unicom for a moment here. He will need to go back and get some siege. Good lord. Oh, that was interesting, actually. So I think the cleave from the Landsneck hit up on the wall because he hit a unit on the low ground. I have never seen that before, but that's kind of an intriguing thought. Meanwhile, Vuvavan. Well, it's a good thing he's losing all this economy because he's going to need more military to keep up with the population. Core is down a little bit right now. Hasn't really utilized that full extra 50, but that is now on the way. Well, hand cannon is now marching out, but wait, Overjoy, be careful, son. This is actually how you lose games. He needs to play around choke points and around walls. Playing up like this allows night dives like that. We'll just keep striking him down. He's trying to wrap around the back now. It looks like Auberjoy will just about make it back to the choke point, but I made a mistake there. I thought he had Sultan's Mamluks. He does not. There's no golden buff coming out, so no insane increase in DPS. And the longer he does this, the worse it gets, right? That means he's just not upgrading his army the same way that Unicom is. More court. Still has a few pass guard camp around the back, but I think we're just getting ready for the surge. 58 pass guard. He's got the bombards. He's even, in fact, got a Bao Chuan playing upriver. Pretty crafty, especially if you go in for the nest of bees on these. I do love that Yuan Dynasty, for some weird reason, works on Bao Chuans. You're seeing that correctly. This warship, this giant-ass warship that looks like it can barely float, moves at 1.44 movement speed. I don't know, man. My money's kind of on call right now. I don't feel like Viva Van's in a better position. And these guys are going to take a while, right? Because you're spamming knights in choke points, and your opponent's building hand cannoneers in choke points, right? And although eventually Pink should win this, it's still going to take a very long time. In that time, Core could easily get the kill on yellow first, and then we're talking 300 pop versus a 250. I guess you could argue he can afford the best units, so like mass Landsneck against mass Palace Guard isn't bad, but he hasn't walled anything is the problem. So Palace Guard, the way they always win these type of games is just hitting the economy. Still no upgrade with the Desert Raiders, which is, I think, a mistake at this stage for Auberjoy. Desert Raiders is definitely worth the investment now that your opponent is massing Knights. It's a little bit awkward against the Lance deck, but actually even against Lance, Desert Raiders aren't terrible because they have a lot of melee armor, right? Even at this stage in the game, just being level 2, they have 7 melee armor. If you do hand cannon in Desert Raiders, you can get, I think it's something like 12 melee armor almost. I think it's more than that. I think we talked about this before. It goes up to 13 melee armor when you elite them up and get all the techs, including the one where infantry give +3 armor. So yeah, definitely would be a logical solution for Auberjoy, but I think he's a bit tunnel visioned right now. Not really focused on it. Core? What is Core up to? He's been very quiet. 68 Palace Guard are just vibing at the back right now. Maybe he's worried about backstab. Granary transition is about to complete. That's what the slowdown was. Didn't want to rely on the fishing anymore. And Orange is getting his gold from the heavens. I actually think it's just the relics. And then he's trying now to play out into this flank, but there's not much left there. He's in trouble. Breakthrough comes in as well. Bombards break the wall. And Auberjoy, he's dead. There's no getting away from this. This is too many knights. He can at least play a little bit of Duck Duck Goose with the Saladin in the TC and the keeps. But that's going to be about it. It's just a matter of time now. Mangonels are crushing that backline of hand cannoneers. It's going to be a temp reset, but I imagine 2 or 3 bombards is what's going to follow up from Unicom. Meantime, Core. Now clashing with his counterpart. The Chinese Civil War now underway. Bombards are trying to move in to snipe out that nest of bees on the flank. It is Ming. What? Wow, he went Ming. Okay, so he has the movement speed versus the health. That's actually smart. If Viva Van can turn it into a bog down fight, great. But the problem here is your opponent has more population, and he's brute forcing with it right now. Hand cannon near count at 17, 45 Palace Guard, and it's a bad fight. Viva Van knows it. He has to break away. His army's now smaller. And that means now, all of a sudden, that movement speed advantage is going to be effective for Core. In fact, Core just scanned it out. He's like, where are they all right now? Viva Van is thinking the same thing. And Core can now start moving in and trying to shove back this line of defenses. Farm's also still being harassed here. It's going to slow down Viva Van's reboom in a game where he can't really afford any slowdown at the stage. Yes, he's got 200 pop, but he doesn't really have surplus to fall back on when a big fight like this occurs. Moving in again. Bombard's getting rid of defenses. Could even start sniping down these hand cannoneers. Give me a wrap around the back with a few of the PG. The hand cannoneers back up. Nicely played there by Core. So we'll be able to survive the backstab. Looks like the hand cannoneer count is going up as well. We're up to 33 hand cannoneers now. Yeah, no, this is unbreakable now. He's past 30 when his opponent has half the count. Like, you've got extra health, you haven't got extra movement speed, so melee feels worse here because, yeah, you're a bit more tanky, but compare that to the difference it takes to gap close, compare that to the difference it takes to get more troops here. It's just too big of an advantage now for Core. And this actually might align perfectly, guys. Core could make this a pretty nutty game 1 6-point finisher. Because I don't think pink and orange are going to kill each other quick enough. Cool. Well, as soon as I praise him, apparently he got camped by Nesta Bees there. So a decent number of the hand cannoneers do go down, and apparently a lot of them really hate this gate. But they've now been unshackled. He's at 250 pop, about 60 army here. Vuvovan, meanwhile, is down to a grand total of about 20, 30 units total. We have got a transport ship play, but I don't see what you do here that doesn't look like intentional feeding of the king. If I'm being totally blunt about it. There isn't any logical move here. You either defend this base or you're dead. And there's that annoying Great Wall Gatehouse. That's going to slow things down. But the Bombards, they're blitzkrieging the landmarks. And if I'm not mistaken, Vuvovan has committed every single landmark already. Bar one. He's got the Imperial Palace still. So there is a way he could snake maybe like north side, hide a landmark here, hide the king here. That wouldn't be king feeding, that would be surviving. That's kind of his only move, because at this pacing, he's not going to be able to defend this. I mean, Core's just staying healthy, 174 economy. So building up an insane reserve. And I think the logic here is he's going to go for a Zerg. So it's full blitzkrieg like I'd expect out of the German. He basically is planning to build up a reserve about 50k resources, probably delete about half his economy, and then keep flooding Palace Guard to kill the remaining players. Which will be very easy in this game because sometimes H3 players go for Elsback. That's where that strategy doesn't work very well, but this is just a Palace of Swabia game. Kind of surprised it's not more hand cannoneers, but you can tell Core is rushing as much gold as possible. 15,000 now. That's not what clock tower is being targeted. Oh, we ain't got many landmarks left here, guys. There's two behind us. And Vuvovan hasn't prepped the final landmark. In fact, he doesn't seem to be gathering gold. He's going to have to fight in the next probably about 15 seconds. Because if you wait too long, this many Bombards, even when you're fighting, will just target down the gatehouse. He realizes, right? I'm not sure he realizes, guys. Vuvovan, it's now or never. Flash comes in, but the Palace Guard are going to hold him back. And here we go, Repair Crew is working on it. Nesta Bees shots are coming in. But this is not quick enough. There's not enough villagers. This is the awkward thing about relying on the Great Wall Gatehouse as your final landmark. You can't surround repair it. Vuvovan, no doubt about it, he's dead. And that is going to be Core now, bulking up to 300 population with 2 more targets on the map to strike at. Wait, what? Vuvovan, you snake! He got the Imperial Palace up at the last moment there. He bought the gold and went for it. He snuck it when we weren't looking, so Imperial Palace to the north is the one thing keeping him alive. However, Bombards are now moving in. Nesta Bees are getting targeted down. The fatigue is real. 30 military left, Core maintaining at 71. It's becoming undeniable. It may not be a landmark snipe, because we didn't quite see this in the farms, but this is definitely going to be a death of yellow. Say that, he's trying to run away. Once again, like, there is... The problem with this play is, like, Core should just basically press this button, and then he'll see the landmark up here, because they buffed Imperial Palace Vision from, like, 1 tile to 3. So before, you used to just see the villagers outlined. Now you kind of see the villagers and, I'd say, about the width of a farm around them. So if he just presses that one button, he'll see this landmark. Instead, though, he goes to the treason. He's like, get back here with my 50 population. How dare you, sir? Palace Guard not going to be able to break in quick enough here. Got a few hand cannons going around the other side. Now, you need to be very careful, Vuvovan, because this will start to look a bit like a king feed. And Vuvavan knows... No, okay, he doesn't know where orange is exactly. But he knows there were players down here. He knows they have remaining remnants rather to their base. I mean, Core just needs to go north. He sees it. Here we go. Bombards, moving up. He's going for the final landmark. And Vuvo, it is going to be in the transport ship. Oi, oi, oi. Meanwhile, Imperial Palace being knocked already, and he can't react quick enough here. This is death. There's no final landmark that he can commit to. He's already committed all of them, folks. So Vuvovan is going to die here, but he is going to be a cheeky git about it and hide his king far, far away. So that's another point on the board for Core, folks, but no 50 extra pop just yet. So we'll mark that up. 2 points on the board. That means that he is actually now mirroring Kyo's performance in game number 1 with the potential to triple it. Ooh. Can Joy go for this, though? He does see the king, but he doesn't necessarily see it. It's not marked on the map properly, right? Like, look at the minimap. He hasn't got an indication right now. And right now, he's too distracted to look anywhere but his base. Core, meanwhile, is ramming through the wall, so he might still get this kill. In the meantime, there is a march south. Core is getting ready to backstab onto the Unicom. It's one of those tough things, right? Like, Core used the treason already, so he couldn't scan for the king again when he was running south. This is a stalemate, guys. Once Core's in position, though, it's going to turn into a fast kill. We've got cannon placements, we've got some relics inside them, so he'll be able to survive a minute or two. But like, if we look at the reserves, look at Core's income. This is insane. Look at his reserves. Now, take a ganders at Unicom. He's been spamming knights and landsnets for a long time, and now horsemen. It's very draining. It doesn't let you keep reserves. Horseman. We'll move in to mop this up. So army is just getting taken down. I mean, it looks like maybe Joy survives in this little choke point, but he's not going to gain much ground. Castle defense is coming up. King has indeed been sniped, so that is going to be the 50 pop. Core now bloated up to 300. That means that he can actually have, I'd say, about an army of 150 in sustain. It's going to be quick. And Core could go for a wonder. It's just pointless. There's kills nearby, right? In fact, funnily enough, Joy is kind of helping him out now. Because I think actually Core has a bit too much economy still. So for those going, they need to focus Core. Think about the situation, though. If you're Unicom, you don't trust Joy. Because we talked about these dynamics before. Like, what's easy to do? Kill Core or kill Unicom if you're Joy? It's 100% killing Unicom. He's right next to you. You have to go all the way around his base to try and reach Core. In a game where Core has been farming up a storm, he has 300 pop, right? So he's probably got enough army to potentially contest both of you. In fact, it looks like Core is trying to sneak for the Joy kill. That's intriguing. Crazy if so. I thought he'd just brute force straight through the center here because it shuts down the farming area. And then you can kind of park here and take out all the landmarks, right? I love that hand cannoneers are sinking boats right now. Makes sense, guys. You put enough holes in them, they can't float. I mean, say Joy is so much stronger. I don't agree with that. I think Pink is really strong. Like, Pink was constantly winning those fights up against Orange. The hand cannoneers are now a problem, though. We finally got the auras coming in. Mamluk's bravery, as well as the extra arm of the Desert Raider front line. But if... Wait. Did I just see that correctly? Has he still not upgraded the Desert Raiders? I don't think he has. No. Dude, what is wrong with Joy? At this point, you're just griefing yourself. These Desert Raiders are so valuable in the late game. They are insane, especially when you're Golden Age 5, which I have no doubts he is. Yeah. So kind of a little bit of a blunder there. Would have made the fights more realistic to win. Both of them now draining each other. Unicom going for the reboom, but he's starting to get drained here. And the perfect timing now out of Core. He's on the move. Bombard's now shuffling in on the backside here. Very tanky as well. Almost 500 HP per siege. And he's going to start moving towards those landmarks. Farm's about to be vacated here. Unicom is basically dead. There's no getting away from this. And I don't think Orange is going to be quick enough to contest the king kill either. In fact, it's a dive in. He's hunting, he's looking for it. It's like, where have you stored the goodies? A good question, actually. Wow. Okay, no, it's down here. He's put the king on the front line. What? Well, it's going to be landmark snipes anyway. I think that's exactly what Core is targeting first here. Bombard's just deleting all these cannon emplacements to be safe. Regnitz is down. TC can be targeted next. Arkin, Pasta Swabia, they're all close together. And it looks like Unicom is holding on just long enough that it will allow for the landmark snipe. E-Repair's going to come out. Another castle's being built up. But this is going to be victory through something other than Regicide for Core. Damn. I can't believe that, actually. I think maybe, looking in hindsight, I think Unicom should have had that kill on Orange, but maybe where the mistake came in is that he didn't seem to, from what I could see anyway, he didn't seem to transition quick enough into Siege, and then he stayed on Knights a little bit too long. Like, you're playing choke point fights. If you're playing choke point fights, Cavalry kind of suck. There are better choices. But there it is. Confirmation in. King Snipe comes through. That is another point on the board now for Core, and I think we are going to be looking at a 6-point performance in game. Maybe that's 7, actually. 7-point performance for Core in game 1 of the grand finals of War of Lords. It's going to be temporary reset. And I think Orange knows it's over. Core has 350 pop. Orange has 200. You're almost fighting exactly 2 players fully boomed. Just a reminder, guys, it's a good start for Core, but far from over. It might be labeled Grand Finals, but we're playing this out across 3 days and 6 games in total. No doubt, though, a fantastic starting performance from Core, but one that's going to require a very diverse approach to strategies in following up games, because now he is #1 public enemy on the map. Is Core just going to chill and go Wonder? I don't know why. Maybe he's a little bit worried that Auberjoy is backstabbing him. I guess I can see that. And yeah, this is so unnecessary. Core's been playing too much with Beastie, man. Wow. I think Auberjoy is just going to call it. Like, there's no way you can do this. It's really cocky of Core. It's really unnecessary. But at this point, he can pretty much do what he wants. He's got plenty of resources still to grab, so he can build up all the defenses. It also puts him insanely far away from Auberjoy. If you're wondering why did Core do this instead of just ending the game, I guess he was maybe a little bit paranoid that maybe Orange was going to just try for a backstab to get a king. Because although 150 extra pop feels like an insta-GG, there are ways that it can screw you over, right? For example, if your opponent sees that you're all-inning but you have Cav, you could maybe rush his king. Damn. I'm just going to mark it now because I'm certain. So that's going to be 7 points. Remember, guys, the next best performance this lobby will be Kyo at 2 and Beastie at 1. So every single game, there's 10 points up for grabs. There's still 50 more points up for grabs after this one. But carving up almost a 5th, actually a 6th for that score, a pretty damn good start to this tournament for Core. Push comes in now, but I think he's going to know it's over. It's 113 hand cannoneers. What? 10 bombards. 100 plus hand cannoneers. I've played Dawn of War for years. I've watched Orc armies, and even there, I've never seen this much Daka. Wow. Well, that is an impressive performance for game number 1 out of Core. Props to him. Great start to the group stage, coming out from a familiar face. He had a great game in the group stage, actually, where he looked very dominant after getting absolutely stomped. But this time in ground, I guess we're doing it in reverse. Don't expect that to be easily repeatable, because now this paints a giant target on your back. You're very obviously going to be the #1 kill point for a lot of players. All right, there we go. Confirm that out. Interview call. No. The interview would just be shisha noises. So I think we are just waiting a sec to get underway with game number 2. They're getting in lobby now. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, by the way, perfect time to do it. Reminder, there's huge deals going on right now. You can get your hands on like Apple TV for, I think it's 3 months by subscribing. But on top of that, we still have 2 other days of the grand finals of this tournament to come. We're going to have more of the King of Dry Arabia tournaments coming. There's more Stormgate we're going to be aiming to do. We actually might look to cast some Stormgate this weekend, because I know there is the Tank Cup happening, so that could be really cool. Just plenty of action. So all the reasons to subscribe. Bare minimum, make sure you're following these channels. In fact, make sure you're following all those things so you can catch it. Take advantage of that, by the way. That's me giving you guys something back. You get 10 free meals on me. You saw that correctly. Valid in all countries right now. So click the link, exclamation mark HelloFresh, go through there, and get yourself some meals today. We showed them off on stream the other day. They are delicious, nutritious, and really easy to make. In fact, I'm even going to link that across to the people on the YouTube side so they have access to. Because I wouldn't want you guys to miss out. So, boom, there you go. But yeah, this is what I love about this format as well. This format does encourage quite a lot of aggression instead of camping. I said it when I first started, like, done the first day when we done Group B of this tournament. I was like, this is really refreshing. I was a little bit worried I was going to get bored and say I won't cover the playoffs, but these have delivered. Usually my worry is like the meta for free-for-alls used to be really campy and really slow and always won the victories. But with this format, you're actually heavily incentivized to go after players quickly. And that gets KP's seal of approval every day of the week. So, just waiting for that quickly. In fact, oh, let me pay out. Core was purple, right? Damn, someone believed in Core big time. All right, bear with me 1 sec. We'll know when they're in lobby because we'll be able to see via this. I'm quickly going to go grab a drink and whatnot. I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. I'll run ads as well now so you guys don't have to worry about them in-game. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back shortly with the next game. So here you go. I'll even run 3 minutes of ads because I'm a very kind guy. Where is it? I would run 3 minutes of ads if I can find it. All right, 3 minutes of ads. Enough time to go subscribe quick. And yes, Core won. Your boy done it, Crackety. Look at him go. Whoop, whoop. Be right back.
We are not in control of this situation.
We know that these shootings are very upsetting for the community.
Together and storm.
Hello, my darlings. How we doing?
There will be consequences. This code of not grassing, we are
What's going on?
Revenge.
We've got weird ads playing. My bad. All right. Looks like we should be ready to get underway, guys. So, probably about, I'd predict it's probably 2 or 3 minutes until we're ready to go. All right, sorry, just double checking something. Yeah, okay, so we got updates. I think originally there was a little bit of a mistype. We fixed it. So if anyone was watching both broadcasts, they might have seen 6 points broadcast for Core. He's actually on 7 points. So phenomenal performance out of our boy. Look at him go. It's making me proud. He's not just plebbing. It's what I always wanted. And we've still got one more game today. So, yeah, apparently some players said they do not want to do more than 2 games a day. I genuinely think that was like one guy and they maybe felt pressured. We heard it from a few players. They were all game for like 3 games a day. We're doing the spice pair today, guys. Yeah, the cross the map snipe timing was perfect. Let's BC like kind of hang himself for that play, but like BC has to, right? There's no way Core gets to do it again though, right? It's not like he's got an OP Civ in this game. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think Byzantines are that OP in free-for-all settings, right? They're all right. I just don't rate them super high. They do well, but they, like, you know, I feel like I've seen better civs. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, they don't feel like the best. Because, like, hyper late game's guaranteed. Byzantine are okay there, but I think there's just better civs these days in the hyper late game. Even in the early game, like the timing attacks is like, because they're infantry based, I think like cavalry based civs are really cool. Like French and Jaune, you can actually kill a lot of players in the first like 20 minutes because you have the bandwidth on the map to spam 1,000,000 cavalry units. So yeah, start prediction. Oh, fine, I guess we could. There we go. 2 OOTD is kind of interesting as well, yeah. I don't think all the ranked are okay-ish. The Gilded Knights are kind of nuts. They have a similar like raid timing to French Knight spam. All right, let's get ready. wait, does that always spawn Jaune right next to you? That's kind of intriguing if so. I didn't know that. All right, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm going to go for that intro. I just need to update the... 1 second, need to update the series tracker, game 2. Let's get ready to rumble! I'm going to never do that again in my life. What is up, one and all? Welcome back to the Competitive Age of Empires for Action. We are here in the $1,000 free-for-all Grand Finals tournament. And game 1 already delivered a banger of a narrative. Beastie, the favorite here, falling victim very early on to a sandwich spawn. Is it going to happen again? It feels like everyone has marked a corner and gone for a camper here. And the biggest corner camper of all I'm keeping my eye on is going to be Core, because Core's game 1 performance was insane. If you did not see it, you need to go watch it back. 7 points out of a potential 10 to lock in a dub for game number 1. But now, the catch, the dynamics of free-for-alls is that immediately paints a target on your back. So you have to choose. Do you go early? Do you have this ability to find 1 or 2 quick kills? Or do you find somewhere to hide and pretend you don't exist while everyone else butchers each other on the map? Let's find out. It's definitely difficult I'd say more difficult to do the latter, because the issue is if you wait until the hyper late game, your opponents may have an extra 50, 100 or so pop cap on you. And that's when you can get kind of screwed over just by default. So it is definitely a balancing act here. It looks like we've got less aggressive spawns across the board. Popo is quite close to Beastie, but outside that, everyone has a lot of breathing room here. Unicom is camping to the center. He seems to really like these central positions. It's kind of interesting as well, because in this game, he's once again got a Civ that has great value. Their last game was HRE. This game is Order the Dragon. They both have that Regnitz play. The other OTD player is insanely far away. Opus Joy is on the edge of the map, so no big Relic Rush build for him. Wouldn't be surprised if this is just him prioritizing a Gilded Knight spam build, because I think the way you should play Order the Dragon in this format, where you want to snipe kings, is to just build as many knights as possible in the mid game and rush targets. A similar play that I'd expect to see out of Beastie on the Zone, and kind of something similar that you see out of Kyo on his Marlians. Funny that, actually, Kyo got Marlians for a second game in a row. This Civ really thrives on the idea of just getting Mass Sofa and eventually Musafada together to Zerg enemy kings. What else we got in this game? Baltoon, actually, is usually pretty cool. We haven't really seen Juji feel incredibly impactful so far in this tournament. It's an awkward one because in theory in a traditional free-for-all format, Juji are really good in the late game because they have a lot of power there. With Yuan Raiders in particular, the AoE cannons are incredible as well. They have a lot of subtle units that feel really good in late game that maybe don't feel as impactful in 1v1 late game. We've also then over here on Vuva Van got Chinese again. I don't know how some of these players just keep getting the same Civ. We have 16 Civs, they get the same on random twice. But he's going to be in the Chinese again in this one. And then I believe, was that everyone covered? Yeah, we didn't talk much about Pop on the Ottomans, but without being too mean to him, I just don't think he's going to last very long. The reality is, like, it's Joan versus Otto in the early game, and you have nothing here. Like, this is a nothing ball right now. You've got gold really far away. It's not very defendable. You've got nowhere to build around your starting base, which means your production has to be away from home. I feel like Poppo was trying to be creative with a very safe spawn that can't be rushed, and one that would give him access to a lot of food with shoreline fish. But in reality, it's made the 5 to 10 minute mark of the game almost impossible to play. How do you guys predict as well? I'm always curious on that one. If you guys are watching late and you want to predict live, remember, always tune in on the Twitch side, twitch.tv/killerpigeon. I am live on average, I'd say at least bare minimum 3 times a week is what we aim for. And usually that'll be, most of the time it'll be Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So, 39% went to pink. A lot of people believing in the power of Kyo here. Teal, that is going to be Baltoon, got a respectable 27%. And then BC got almost, oh, wait. Oh, there we go. There's the pivot I was waiting for. We still have live predictions in. BC is now up to half of the prediction points. And some gave green a slice, which I'm not surprised by. Auberjoy is one of those players that can surprise a lot of people. What I think is most surprising is nobody believes in core in game number 2. Yeah, Byzantines don't look so OP in these formats. Very good in 1v1s, a little bit more dubious when you stick them in a free-for-all format. Love that BC's using the king like this. Sometimes it's a bit risky, but you notice he's staying close enough to his base to always escape. And he has kind of vision on what his opponent's doing with his TC. Like, the risk with this king, we've seen it in the group stage, actually. There was an insane game where the guy tried to make an aggressive scouting play with his king, and then his opponent walked past with villagers, walled him in, and then chased him down. Right? So you've got to be careful with how you leverage the king. But definitely a valuable scouting tool, especially when you want to keep your scout running elsewhere to gather sheep. Or in this situation, like Beasties, you don't want to idle TC building a scout, so he skipped it entirely. Interesting committing the fishing boats as well. I mean, there's a lot of value on this pond, and I think you can see BC's intent. The fact that he's just got this many fish here, I think he believes he can end red before he reaches these ponds, these fishing pond points, and ends up in range of the TC. Tech up starting to come through as Unicom. Oh, this is a really good position. Yeah, I actually really like Unicom's approaches in the mid-map. It's kind of unfortunate the way he got bogged down and just kind of chose the wrong opponent in game 1, but these ideas are really cool. Like, not many players would lean this hard towards Central, but it's the second game in a row where he's had a relic-based Civ, and the way he's leveraging these positions is great. Like, Arkham with Boar is going to give you a very aggressive timing on tech, which is important for this Civ, because unlike the HRE, you can't start pumping prelates ahead of time before you age up, right? You can only start getting them once you complete Castle Age. Medigarden down here. Ooh, what? I have no words for this, man. Baltoon, master of seeds, to the point that he's going to have to be a virgin his whole life, or every time he tries, he'll be a daddy. That might be the highest meditation garden I've seen. It's going to be high, guys. Like, the wood is going to probably be about 40 itself. I think he's got all the berries in range. That's 48 there. Then he's got the extra 50 there. So that's like 150? I think it's 150 to 160 on this Medigarden. That's pretty damn good. Good lord. The dream. On top of that, he's got all these shoreline fish ponds that he can utilize for fishing. He's also got... What the fuck? Well, he would have had this, but... Mega Random's an interesting experience, guys. We don't have physics either, so it's not going to fix itself. That's one of the weirdest like overlap spawns I've seen ever. So here we go, guys. Meditation Garden. It's got one more tick to come. It's going to be 60 wood. Right? Oh, no, no, no. This is the maximum. Ah, he didn't get that final berry bush. Okay. So 42 food, 45 wood, 25 gold, 25 stone. I've seen bigger, but it's still pretty bloody big, right? It's going to be, what is that, 87 resources. So he's going to have 137 resources a minute. That's a damn respectable number. And a lot of that is going to be wood as well, which you always want at this stage in the game because he's booming more fishing boats. Meanwhile, Popo has gone for the trade network as he started to have to build out to the north side. But remember what we said, this leaves you very vulnerable. And what? Why am I seeing... Is Beastie really eager to get sponsored by a particular sport brand? Because I can't think of any other reason why you build the cock. You're so close to these trade posts. You have good gold access. I get that you're next to an Ottoman player, so like long-term knights would feel bad there. But because you can get rid of the Ottoman player in Feudal Age, you don't really have to worry about people easily countering mass knights later. And mass knights is a big deal, guys, because it allows you to just go around sniping kings very easily in the mid-game. And scaling that knight count is just as important as affording it. And having a School of Cavalry helps with that because it increases the production rate of all stables by 20%. So definitely a peculiar choice, not one I was anticipating here. We'll see how effective it's going to be. Outpost does come up in the meantime behind the tree line, which allows him to get even closer to the TC. That's going to be a blocker to the berries. And that does mean that Popo is fast running out of food. Meanwhile, tech up already complete for Unicorn. We talked about this absurdly aggressive timing with the boar here. Right, you got 28% increased base. You got the extra 15% here. Boar already gives 1 food a minute. You're basically getting like 1.5 food a minute. If you get survival techniques, even higher, and he did. So he's like, I think about 1.6 food a minute, which is a ludicrous gathering speed. That's like that's basically like a Roosh fishing boat. No wonder he got to castle so quickly. And relics are already being rushed up. Man, he's loving life because nobody nearby is going to be... Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon. I was about to say nobody nearby is going to be contesting him that hard. But Opa Joy is leaning in here. He's hunting for Unicom. He's doing it blind, though. And he didn't see him. Are you kidding me? Also, what happened? Well, apologies, guys. That did only just pop up, right? That's a weird bug on the UI. Ignore that. Teehee. Damn. I can't believe that. Is he actually getting away with this? I think he is, because Auberjoy, he has got a scout, but for some reason, he left him here. So he's not getting any of this info. He does at least peek out now, so you might see him on the return. Yeah. Relics are going to be close to home at that point, though. And I'm wondering, was this all planned? Because Unicom's just trying to rush him. If so, this is a soul read. That's ludicrous. Green, he sees the relics now. He's not diving, though. Auberjoy doesn't know us. You've got to see this one. If you let these relics get home, Unicom's just going to camp. He's got more outposts being rushed up now. He does see him, remember. He has full vision on this. Relics are getting banked. He does need to start gathering stone ASAP, and he's on his way now. But here we go. Dive comes in. And these are gilded units, remember. Warlord's going to be used early. That's going to buy enough time here to get in range. Second one to stagger it further. What a brilliant read by Unicom to buy time. Time he's going to need. Needs to re-garrison those towers now. Spremels and placements are on the way in 25 seconds. More stone is being gathered. Another relic has been dropped in. Some are going to seek shelter. Some villagers are going to get butchered, though, with this dive. Auberjoy looking for blood fast in this game. But can he commit long enough is the problem here. Unicom just relying wholly on static defenses right now. Warlord's going to be used. Green, a little bit slow on the reaction. Will be able to deny it. But the Spoon placement is now in. Villagers rushing up, another one. He hasn't got enough stone, though. Unicom, you can only afford, what, arrow slits here? That's terrible. It's going to be a seek shelter back towards safety, but he's down to 25 economy right now. Another Warlord comes in. That's going to keep Green close to the TC. And that should eventually reset him here. God damn, was this expensive. 24 eco. Auberjoy is not laying up. He's got 35 eco. He continues on in. And you can't help but feel that if Unicom had just built 1 or 2 Gilded Landsneck, instead of being this greedy, he would have been safe. And folks, he had the resources, he had the info, remember. He saw him here. He could have rushed up a rats quicker than an outpost. He could have spammed 2 Gilded Landsneck, and then this never does anything. Instead, no doubt about it, Unicom has taken a lot of damage. He has at least got 5 relics at double the value, so that is replacing a lot of lost eco in this game. However, I don't think there's many more relics for him to play towards. Looks like anything else has been hoovered up. We've actually got Core attacking, guys. Oh, this is cool. Core's going after Vuva Van, who's trying to boom. He went free TC. This is a sick read. However, problems in Core Town here as Balteen's coming in with a backstab. Wolves will go up in time. That will be enough to initially scare him away. A second layer of Wolves is coming in. But Balteen has a target in mind, and that might end up saving yellow. And Cypher's just going for the TC. Core realizes if he's going to make this work, he can't wait around. Sieging through the Barbican takes way too long, so he dive past this into the economy. Meantime, Green looks like he's still looming around with an army, still trying to go for a second punch here, but Pulse of Swabia already on the way for Unicom to recover those losses. Siphons are denting in. Horsemen are going to be there for the blocker. This is not enough Pulse Guard. I actually think Core's going to be fine. If Baltoon doesn't get a lot more Pulse Guard together here, Core can keep pulling to repair the wall. I say that, though. Core doesn't seem to be trying. Wait, what? Was that... That couldn't have been intentional. There's no way that's intentional. TC in the meantime, in a bit of a pickle. Horseman still running around circles. The problem right now is Core might be able to kill the TC. But what army have you got left to kill a king with? Defensive Warlords coming in Unicom's base. As Auberjoy continues to try to dent into this. It's good cover fire. It's buying a lot of time. The Ram's going to get taken out. Another relic's going to be pulled out, which is going to make Auberjoy hesitate here. And in the meantime, it's king down. Core is out first in game number 2. And Baltoon gets a point on the board. Oh, man. You got to feel for him. Core, in theory, a good idea, but just such a long way to run there. And Baltoon's timing, so perfect. And look at the follow-up now. He understands if Core wasn't attacking me, he was doing something elsewhere. He's now pivoting all the way across map to target the booming Chinese player that is still in the feudal age. This might be Baltoon's game, guys. Especially with how rough game 1 was, right? Worst spawn point for him, now into possibly the best spawn point on the map. In the meantime, Beastie is finally going for the kill. Mass Men at Arms now diving in. And that is going to be a kill onto Popo. He's going to finish game 1 with day 1 with 0 points scored. Yeah, an unfortunate situation. I was hoping better out the Japanese player. He definitely has potential. He's shown it in his group stage games, but this was not his day. Just like that, Beastie marks another one on the board. Meanwhile, Dive now coming in from the Pulse Guard. It is the +2 ranged armor. Baltoon looking to whittle away at everything here. Defensive Warlords again. Auberjoy with a lot of Rams, though. I can't help but feel, even if he gets the kill at this rate, it's going to cost him the game. so many defenses as well. What, all Springalds coming through? Yeah, triple Springald defense. And a cannon emplacement now on the way. So much time is being bought here by Unicom. This strategy is fantastic. The Wololo defense strategy is saving his bacon from getting cooked. And remember, these guys don't feel very tanky. They're early Gilded Men at Arms. They do not have the Golden Cuirass at all. His army's dead. Auberjoy, only 28 military pop cap. Really none of it left in here. It's just Rams. Hand Cannoneers even now being added in by Unicom. This is going to be a quick backfire towards Green's base. The only saving grace might be someone else interfering on the flanks. Damn. The Wololo defense strategy. It's been a while since I've seen it feel that impactful, but I think part of this was on Auberjoy for being a bit tunnel visioned, which kind of makes sense, right? Like, you're both playing Order of the Dragon, you have no relics to grab. Like, what is your play here? If you try to follow Purple Shadow, you're just a worse version of him. And you've already aggravated him, so you're going to be his primary target. Villagers will mop up the last. And yeah, that's the all-in. Auberjoy. Come on, dude. That doesn't work here. Not against Gilded Hand Cannoneers. 3 Gilded Hand Cannoneers would beat all of that. He backs up now. I think that was more out of frustration than hope from reality. And Beastie. Is he going to yoink? He might. The problem here is Beastie's on the right side of this. Baltoon needs to wrap around, or he won't be able to get the king kill. Village now being pulled. Baltoon's going to have to fight up against the Men-at-Arms. They have got equal upgrades, but the Men-at-Arms have, what, extra ranged armor? So, and melee armor. By default. King. In trouble here. Beastie still body blocking him. The king is out, though. And Joan can easily get the snipe here. That's going to be a yoink away by Beastie at the last second. You absolute vile demon. 300 pop to play with. The timing could not have been more perfect and more tilting in game 2. That puts Beastie now on 3 points. It should mean he's a primary threat for the map. He's eliminated 2 players. He has level 3 Joan. Beastie versus Baltoon should favor Beastie. Baltoon needs someone else to assist. Instead, Kyo is sending it into his base. No. Beastie's going to roll away with this. Kyo is making a questionable choice right now. And the king is going to need to shuffle out at some point. You can't rush it. Baltoon not getting the walls up quick enough here. Army is pulling back in a rush. Villagers are being pulled with repair. I don't think this is going to be the death for Baltoon, but it is now going to give Beastie control of the game. Like, Kyo has just kind of crowned Beastie indirectly. Because now Beastie can wrap south and go after green. And purple really, although he's defensively locked, he's not in a position to do anything but defend. And yes, the king will always eject out of the northeast side when a building dies. You can now ungarrison them in different directions. That was a patch that happened about 2 or 3 patches ago, thank God. But when the building dies, king will always come out of the northeast side. Kind of unfortunate as well, because I think otherwise Baltoon 100% gets that kill if Beastie wasn't on the east side of it. Because you do have the Joan snipe, but she was only level 2, so she would only do about 45 damage. Whereas once you get level 3, it's easy to snipe because you can do 110, 15 damage, right? Basically, you hit harder than a bombard with that. Kyo. He needs to stop doing this. He's trickling troops. That's just a death swirl, right? Like, you're not winning these fights now. Baltoon just has so many PG. Behind this, we also have Beastie going up to 3 TC, so he's beginning to boom. He did pull the resource out of the guild hall, and that was set to stone to get these extra town centers in a rush. And we even have now locking in the trade. How many traders are we up to? It's only 6, actually, so nothing insane. And Beastie is allowed to trade with dead players, yes. So if there was a marketplace back here, you could trade with it. The rule is that you're not allowed to trade with alive players. That's got line spread now. Actually, maybe Baltoon doesn't win this. I just noticed. Kyo's Imperial. Oh my god. I actually think Baltoon may die to this. Nestabees is coming out now, though. That should slow Kyo down. In the meantime, Joy has finally got up to castle age at 21.5 minutes, and he might be about to die. And thank you, Zubi0T, the sub. Welcome back to the Swarm, buddy. Speaking of Swarms, these Mustafadi numbers, in theory, should just break this. It's getting a little bit too spread now for Baltoon to hold anywhere. Military's down to 40. Kyo keeps the pump going. I think it's a matter of minutes before Baltoon is dead. So unfortunate as well. In the meantime, Beastie looks to milk more of the lobby. Dive's now coming in. Unicom is looking for a target. Knights are starting to arrive. Bombard is also moving in here, but he needs to be quicker than this. Because Beastie, just like he did to Yellow on the west side flank, could snatch this kill away at the very last second. It's difficult with the multi-TC, isn't it? The Bombard, I don't think this is the right move. Like, we have got vision, right? Unicom doesn't realize how little time he has to make this work. But Beastie is coming. I gave a lot of credit and said Baltoon was going to be dead, but Kyo has slowed down, guys. Something went wrong here. Yeah, he didn't have enough production. Look at the amount of resources he's floating. He's already in Imperial Age here, so a little bit of a miss macro there means that Kyo wasn't able to get the numbers, and instead, Baltoon gets the wall up, comes in clutch last second. Meanwhile, Beastie, he says, "Oh wait, oh sorry, you haven't got the TC low yet. My bad, I'll back up." Random demo ship coming out to play. And Kyo now needs to wait for the Bombard. That is going to buy time, critical time for Baltoon. He lost a lot of economy. I wonder if he tries for Imperial here. It feels a little bit too expensive, I'd say. He does, however, have a lot of farms, so he can definitely afford to flood units. Kind of in sync with the Malians. The difference, of course, is the quality of them. Jean's waiting for this, by the way. Looks like Auberjoy gets a reset. Purple has to back away. Wondering how this plays out. Beastie's got the Rams going, but I don't think this army's big enough to just outright get the king kill like that. So if Unicom doesn't back off too much, there's a timing where he can snatch the kill last second. The only other reason you back off like this is if you're trying to kill the king of Beasties, which I just don't think that makes sense in this position. Beastie now marching in. Unicom. What's going on here? He's moving north. He's actually going for it, so Beastie needs to be quick. The king. No! No! What?! Auberjoy, this isn't going to work. He's going to get sniped. What a freebie. The wall goes up. Can he complete it? It's going to be tight. He needs to move back right now. The snipe. He can't get it. What? He Kobe's it. I thought Beastie couldn't see, but he gets just enough range there. And another freebie. I can't believe these players, man. It feels like it's just donation time. I can't, there's no, I get that he's worried about the death there, but what made him retreat that much quicker to this strategy instead of relying on the TC compared to purple? That's the wild part that I can't rack my brain around right now. It's crazy as well, guys, because if he just built a transport ship, he would have been able to survive here longer. The bombards are a problem, but like blue's the one killing you, not purple. Instead, purple's sending it. He might get this. Tries to stop the keep. He needs to deal with the TC, though. Where are the bombards? They're on the way. They're taking a long time to arrive here. Army is on the way home right now. Keep in mind, it's an Imperial Age army. BC has now upgraded. He should have the men-at-arms upgrades coming in soon. He's going to start to get the backside, though. Shown. Trying to be a little bit annoying. Turns out these dunks aren't that strong against a 250 HP hand cannon here, though. Bombards are going to begin. King's going to shuffle out. Please tell me he saw that. Unicom, there's no way. You can see the TC's not garrison anymore. Beastie, he's snaking this right now. He's got a red palace up! Oh, Unicom. There was a shot. There was an opportunity. But now it looks chalked. Hand cannoneers are still going to trade well against the remaining army. Meanwhile, south side, breakthrough has occurred, and this is turning into a massacre. Baltoon, he's gradually trekking towards Imperial Age, but he needs more time. That was smart, though. He switched from the Chuginu against Masamu Safari. Kind of crazy, I forgot about this unit, but like when you're used to seeing the Pass Guard spams in this game mode, you don't often see Chuginu spam. It's a smart defense, though. It's buying him time. It might allow him to afford his way up into Imperial. In the meantime, Beastie has lost the army. He's down to 8 military. Guys, this isn't over yet. After 2 games, Core could maintain that first place lead still. It really comes down to Unicom, though, because BC is a big threat now. Remember, he has sniped 3 different players. He has a potential 350 pop cap to play with, which means that Unicom needs to shut him down now. Definitely difficult with these keeps, also shooting those Arbalest shots out, even for tanky Gilded Knights. Meantime, Mangoes are starting to push this away. And keep in mind that while there's no anti-siege right now, Kyo can play towards that with an advantage, right? Because he'll have the shutter triggers. Or just go Culverins by default. Pass Guard actually just chasing in. Yeah, Kyo's a little bit over-ambitious here. This doesn't work. You haven't got enough troops here to hold. Looks like he's trying to switch into Gunners, but that definitely takes time. So you have to allow for it. How are we looking for Unicom? In some ways, this feels a bit too slow. Beastie's getting time. He's not there yet, right? But if you just wait to take out all these buildings, he will buy the time necessary to bulk up and start using that extra pop. And he has actually built a trade option in the corner now. So 73 gold each way to the neutral post. And for those questioning what the hell was Auberjoy doing, think about it this way. One, there's the panic of things happening, you have to react, whatever. The other thing is he sees mass men at arms from Beastie. He thinks if he does this, he's safe. He didn't account for zone sniping because no one's used to zone sniping in free-for-alls. It's a very rare mechanic that looks that strong. But I've highlighted this before. Like, if you get max level zone, she can almost one-hit a king. She's insanely powerful in range form in free-for-alls. It's just usually zones don't survive until the late game to show it off. And even if they did, because it's the French Civ, your first thought is still going to be, oh my god, they're going to spam melee units at me. Just not men at arms, you usually expect knights. Oh, Red Palace. Might be in trouble soon. Strong defense is coming though. It's going to force a dive, isn't it? Starts to march in, hand cannoneers, coming in range. Jome, love the target there. The bombard does pure damage to her. Jome goes down. Should be able to back away now. Horseman might actually get a kill on the Springles, but it's the Arbalest emplacements. He garrisoned. This is tough now, man. I feel like you have to go trebuchets, but you never feel good doing trebs here. Especially when you're playing a Civ like this. At least with bombards, it's also something to snipe enemy units. But when you go trebs, it's just for killing buildings, right? And you just don't have much population to work with. Not just because you haven't killed any kings, but because you're playing as Order of the Dragon. It's going to knock again. Such an infuriating defense. Spears are on the shuffle up here. I mean, hand cannoneers could just reach them, they'd insta-kill. But yeah, look at the pain of that, man. This is not worth it. It just takes way too long. The Arbalest emplacements are insane. Bombard count is at least up to 4, so it looks like we are doing the full German logic of a blitzkrieg here. He needs to be so fast, though. It is 5 Springles. No siege works either, so no extra health there. And yeah, you've seen that correctly. BC's like, ooh, static defense is very good. Let me get the ranged upgrade number 3. Oh, Southside Baltoon is starting to do it, guys. I can't believe this. Baltoon's up in Imperial now, right? He's starting to recover this game. What looked like it was just going to be a swipe and move on, where Kyo's just going to wipe him out. Baltoon now has an opportunity to strike back. Meanwhile, Northside's going to be marching the king. Wait, where did he go? Wait, where is the king? Beastie, he shuffled out. If somebody has lost their king, can they please come to security and collect him? He must have gone all the way north. Am I blind? Keep north. Oh, this one. Oh, he's in this one. There we go. Yeah, I am blind. Okay. This isn't safe then. Beastie might still be dead. He's got 25 military. That's not good. Dude, Unicom's doing it. He's at 78 military. Dives in. Zhone can't last against this. Handgun is just Eviscerator. Castle's being repaired temporarily, but the sprills are gone. The siege is gone. And the bombards are here. Beastie looked like he was about to get a beatdown in game 2. But Unicom, after having to defend, puts an end to that narrative. What a way to do it as well. The King's going to shuffle off. He barely gets away here. 110 HP, but he's slowed down. He's slower than these hand cannoneers. They're shuffling around. There's no escaping it. Come to Papa, because Unicom strikes. Beastie out. And that means Core will stay in the lead to end day number 1. But other players can still score in the meantime. Unicom finally on the board with 1 point. Southside fight between Q and Baltoon now trending in favor of Teal, courtesy of that extra 50 population to utilize. Makes a lot of sense, right? You're playing against Malians. This is a Zerg Civ. They need kills. They need population. Kyo couldn't even get to 200, let alone 250. And Baltoon is out of control. That does mean Baltoon could actually get a healthy score at the end of this if you think about it, right? If he eliminates the 2 remaining players, takes the win, that's 5 points up for grabs. That would put him just behind Core at 6. Meanwhile, Beastie paused at 4. Kyo, of course, also still has a lot to play for here. He already has 2 points himself from game 1. So, with a potential 5-point grabber, that would allow him to mirror first place with Core to finish the day. I think I believe in the power of Unicom, though. This guy is out of control. What's the relic count at now? 5 relics here. Surely he got more. There should be more up for grabs, right? Maybe he just didn't see them. But 5 relics is still good enough, guys. Like, raw resource gain, you're getting 800 gold passive a minute. And also, because Unicom's a really big fan of playing more central, it means he has very easy access to all these gold veins. And although, you know, your military may require 2 pop, your very efficient villagers only take 1. Unicom is on the hunt. He already scanned, so he knows where the king is. Camped in the corner. I like that they gave him a mill, just in case he got hungry and wanted some cow. Let's the king have his own little banquet. I don't know if these guys are communicating, by the way. Remember, Kyo, I don't know if he speaks English. He's Vietnamese. Unicom's Chinese, and Baltoon is Swedish-nese. Sorry, I just had to keep it in the knees. There's now time to find who's going to be brought to their knee next. Unicom is pivoting, which makes sense. Baltoon is the one with the extra population. He's a bigger threat. Usually late game, I'd say, is also a bigger threat than Malian late game in free-for-alls, right? And a scan just came out. So he thinks he has a better shot at this, which that's really crafty, actually, because Baltoon is going for the kill, right? So if Baltoon's entire army is pushing pink, what's defending home? And because Baltoon has been in a meat grinder, he doesn't necessarily have the immediate ability to reboom an army. Flash coming in. Pink is at least going to delay this. Meanwhile, Unicom shuffling in position. He has quite a few Gilded Horsemen here. Very powerful units here. 23 damage per strike. Torch is 28. Bombard's, of course, an even bigger deal. There's a castle waiting to receive aggression. Unicom marches in. Walls revealed. Bombards are almost here. And guys, that is 7 Bombards and 3 Culverins. Baltoon, I don't think he's even noticed this yet. He's going to know it fast, though. Alerts come in. Wall's now being blitzed. He needs to get a kill fast or he's dead anyway. Warrior Scouts in the meantime wrapping around. Those are not even elite, they're veteran. They're looking to snipe out the siege to save himself. Kyo just trying to survive as Unicom is trying to thrive. Dive comes in. King is going down. Bouncing will not get the kill first. And all of a sudden, this is going to be an easy peasy finish for Purple. Another point on the board for him. And it seems undeniable at this stage, right? Unicom is going to finish this game. Not with 2 points, not with 3. A 6-point recovery after that brutal beginning where he was essentially playing They Are Billions. And you know what the crazy part is? We're only a third of the way through. A third of the way through the grand finals here in Warlords. But for that extra action, you'll have to tune in over the next 2 days. That's right. We're pacing this out. I look forward to like people digesting the strategies and then trying to pivot day to day. But fair to say, with these performances, Core and Unicom have big targets on their back. But Beastie, still with a respectable 4 points across 2 games compared to the 7 for the leaders, is also going to be a main target for a lot of these players that didn't score a single point. These ones that are sitting on 1 or 2. Got Mass Warrior Scout now coming out. I don't really know what the hope is there. Unicom not even leveraging the full pop, right? Oh wait, is he? No, yeah, he got... Yeah, he's at full pop, sorry. He got 2 kills, right? I mean, 300 is more than enough here. 219 military. He has 41 hand cannons, 38 horsemen, and 15 siege weapons. I think Pink's just... Maybe he's aware he's already lost. Maybe he's trying to see if the king did get finished. Maybe he's hoping that Unicom killed the landmarks instead of the king, and he could get extra population to try and recover. Which kind of makes sense, because if you just play this into a meat grinder, you're never winning anyway. To be honest, Kyo, I think at this point he's just going through the motions. There is no comeback here. This is going to be a 0 improvement up to 6 points for Unicom. Pretty damn respectable. GG gets called. Let me know what you think about this content. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and commenting on these videos so we can inflate the numbers and let more people know about this epic tournament going on. Once again, big shout out to Clear Man. I'm excited to see what day number 2 and 3 of these grand finals are going to have in store for us. And it's heating up already, man. Damn. What a performance. Well played to Unicom. So 6 points now on the board for him. Oh, let me, before I forget to do predictions there as well, let me release the predictions. Did anyone, not a single person, predicted Purple? I can't blame you, man. That was a wild recovery. You did? Oh, you didn't bet on it, so it don't count. If you believed, why didn't you use your imaginary points, sir? Come on. Damn, what a performance out of him, though. Like, he looked kind of done and dusted for a while there, right? Like, he wasn't going to be able to recover quick enough, but smart, quick read, gets him back in the game. All right, with that in mind, I think we are approaching Om-Nom time. So I think probably we'll get ready to round out and figure out who we're going to raid. Reminder, guys, I'll double check, but I think these games are going to start at the same start time for the free-for-alls they did today. That's going to be happening Wednesday and Thursday as well. So be sure to tune in at those times to catch the rest of the grand finals to see what the outcome's going to be. This is your go-to place for the English coverage. You know me. Outside the EGC tournaments, I'm basically providing the English coverage for a lot of these things. A really big shout out to all the people, both on YouTube and Twitch, that came in and watched. Appreciate all the support. Hopefully we can keep growing support like this. My hopes is to start doing some Stormgate tournaments as well as Age of Empires tournaments. I'm trying to lean more into just doing tournament content because I think it's a lot more enjoyable. There's higher stakes. Big shout out to Rorkin coming through with the Prime sub, by the way. Make sure you use them here so you can catch all the tourney action without having to worry about ads. And one more time, take advantage of that. HelloFresh is sponsoring us for the month. 10 free meals on me. Use my code. Lets them know that I sent you. Gets me a little bit of a kickback in return and gets you 10 free meals. And if you don't like it past that, you can always just pause the rest of your HelloFresh subscription and pay nothing extra. So you're basically being offered free meals. It's a jackpot. But yeah, let me find someone to raid now. On the YouTube side, I'm going to say farewell to you guys. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we're going to have more of the free-for-all action. And you will not want to miss it, man. BC not leading, BC trailing here. Just a reminder, the final scores. We have got first place, Core, with 7 points. 6 points is second place for Unicom. Then it's BC with 4 points. Then rounding us out, we've got Kia with 2 points and Baltoon with just 1. The remaining players sitting at 0, but still so much to come. Farewell to YouTube.